Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. So, the Squadron 42 roadmap has quite a few new gameplay featurettes, which will eventually make it to the PU, and I'm hoping most of these will release in the PU once they are ready for Squadron 42. So with that said, I would like to just run through my most anticipated gameplay features coming this year, which we can expect to see in the PU. Just because the features are on the roadmap for these specific dates in Squadron 42, it doesn't mean we will see them in the PU at the same time, but it's a safe bet that most of them will be coming. So for the end of March 2019, the first quarter, the flight model is the first one. This goes without saying, it's one of the most important features of this year. The new flight model for both in space and in atmosphere. I won't go into it now, but it is definitely up there in priority. NPC healing, so there are plans to expand the healing gameplay to allow the players to heal other players and NPCs using medipens. This should expand the FPS gameplay experience, the ability to potentially revive friends or at least heal friendlies who are injured. Very important in my book, and it will encourage more team play as well. Player free look. Now this is the ability for players to look away from where their weapons are aiming, giving much more situational awareness. Like in the Armour series, very useful so long as the turning rate of the heads in the game is not as slow as it is now. Useful, but it also looks very cool when you see a full squad looking around naturally. Now for the end of July 2019, this is quarter 2, the fuel mechanics version 2. This is improving the vehicle fuel system to work with the new flight model, implementing different types of fuel and their associated performance adjustments, plus scooping fuel from the environment, which just expands that gameplay a lot more. FPS close combat, so improving the look and the feel of the current takedown mechanics, also allowing stealth kills with a knife and bare hands, but this also includes punching with bare hands and stabbing with knives or other sharp objects. Now I'm very excited for this as it begins our trip into underground fight clubs in the cargo bays of reclaimers and other ships, something I'd like to start up as soon as we get more of a robust hand-to-hand system. Player swim and player status system. Player swim is obviously self-explanatory, but the player status system it will extend the current character attributes like health, stamina and oxygen, and include player hunger, thirst, rest, hygiene and temperatures, each having knock-on effects for the player's stamina or ability. Now this will also lend into NPCs making decisions and actions based on their own condition and conditions of others. Do rest assured that this is just going to be things like buffs. It's not going to be a case that if you don't eat 4 times a day, you're going to die. It's just little buffs here and there, negative and positive buffs. Now for the end of September 2019, this is quarter 3. The first one is mag boots. This is allowing players and NPCs to traverse the surface in 0G using the thruster pack to simulate limited gravity or artificial gravity. So being able to walk around on the walls, being able to walk around the external of your ship as well in 0G, which is going to be handy when you come to repair your ship. Also, similar to this is 0G push and pull, the ability for your character to pull or push yourself along surfaces in 0G using your hands. Very useful if you are not wearing an EVA suit, and again will lend into being able to repair and explore derelict ships. The last one for quarter 3 is cockpit interactions. This is just visual animations when we interact with the buttons in our cockpit, like turning the power or the engines on and off. This will also extend to other areas like opening and closing lockers or other machines. Now it's only a small feature, but I think it's really important because it builds the immersion and looks great. So finally, for the end of December 2019, the first one is body dragging, the ability to drag incapacitated or dead NPCs. Now although this doesn't really mention dragging players or even incapacitating players, I thought I'd include it because it's a first step into that type of gameplay, and potentially we won't see it in the PU when this comes. We'll probably see it more when the healing mechanic expands. Now the final one is object push and pull, so allowing players to grab larger objects and move them around by pulling or pushing them. Very useful when we get other sized cargo boxes and need to move them around your cargo hold, or even just things like components, larger components on the floor that you might be able to pick up and push and load in. Now as I've said, just because these featurettes are on the Squadron 42 roadmap, it doesn't mean that we will get them in the PU at the same time, but I am very hopeful and I would expect the majority of them will come. Let me know what your favourite featurette is and what you are most looking forward to in this next year, 2019. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, follow me over on twitch.tv/supermacbrothers Ryan. Big thank you to my patrons. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.